Hey guys, welcome. This is the Tana Tarot Pick a Card channel, and this is the Pick a Card reading, What Do They Love About You? As usual, we have three groups of cards, three readings for you to choose from. We have group number 1 is represented by this card, Inner Strength, and it is card number 14. We have group number 2, represented by Mother Earth, and that is card number 1. And then we have group number 3, represented by Personal Power, and that is card number 13. So please take a moment, feel it, decide which group, and in this reading it would be appropriate for you to choose more than one group if you are called. There might be tons of stuff that people love about you. In fact, I'm sure there is, and I'll see you at your reading. Group number 1, welcome. So you are group number 1 for the Tana Tarot Pick a Card reading. What do they, what makes you actually attractive to others, or what do people find attractive about you? So group number 1, let's go ahead and get started with the oracle. Then I will pull some tarot, and at the end, I think, just to see if this is the person on your mind, I'll do the astro dice, I'll give you an angel number, and maybe we'll pull some letters too, just for any kind of confirmation. It's just frosting, just something fun to do at the end to see if we can get any kind of confirmation. So let's go ahead and start here with the oracle. The first card that we have is Inner Strength, and it is card number 14, which reduces to 5, and 5 is about change. The big message that I'm getting here is that it depicts a person that's like covered, I don't know, is it snow? They're covered in something kind of whitish, but it looks kind of dry, almost like they rolled in mud and the mud dried white and it's cracking. But what's kind of beautiful is that the changes didn't break you. They may have affected you for a while. They may have hurt you. They may have kept you down. But whatever negative things you went through didn't break you. In fact, you know what this is reminding me? I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a Japanese thing where a clay bowl breaks and they repair it with gold. And so even though it's, well, not even though, it's the breaking of it and the repairing of it makes it even stronger. And that's the feeling that I get with you. And so I feel like you are admired, and you know what makes you so attractive to others. One of the main personality, not even personality traits, one of the main forces of energy that you are is you're admired for your ability to just keep on going. You know, I'm getting a message, I'm getting this feeling in me that you may have had to start over numerous times in your life. Like maybe through divorce, maybe through just some kind of loss of a person, loss of maybe a place to live. I don't know, which came first, but I feel like at least twice, maybe 3 times in your life that you've had to totally start over from scratch. Like maybe there was a fire and all your stuff burned and you didn't have anything, not even, not just the memories and everything that you lost, but you didn't have like silverware and towels. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you really had to start over a couple times in your life. And those people that are close to you and know you and love you are just in awe and admiration of you, because you just don't stop. You just keep on going. And the main thing is, it hasn't lessened you. It hasn't, I mean, you've suffered, you've hurt, don't get me wrong, but the experience hasn't made you give up. In fact, it's made you stronger. Kind of beautiful. With the effort card, card number 13, 13 reduces to 4. 4 is about stability, security. You know, I have this feeling, and it ties into this card, they're both yellow. I have this feeling like you maybe have some Sag placements. I'm not the astrological queen, but I am a Sag, and I do know that we're famous for our optimism. So if there are other signs that are famous for optimism as well, which I'm sure there are, you may have that. You may have Sag somewhere, you know, in you. I think we all have a little bit of everything, right? But it's like the effort that you make to keep on going. It's the same energy that I just got from that one. How you are not beaten when things are down. I picture you as the one at work when there's rumors going around of layoffs. You're the one that's like, I guess I better, oh, sorry, my plug-in thing was leaning weird. I guess I better get my resume out there. You're just like, okay, what do you do? What am I going to do? Okay, I'll get my resume out there. And people are freaking out and talking in the halls, and they're like, what's up with group number 1? Why do they seem so unaffected? And you're worried. I mean, you may be tripping a little yourself, but you're just the kind of person, okay, what do I do? What's next? What do I need to do? And you do it. And people like that kind of calm assurance. Okay, in fact, I see you as the kind of person, like, sorry to use this example, but say there was anything that went down, you'd be the one that would, like, say, even, I always feel like this when I'm on the plane, God forbid, knock on wood, I would, but my dogs would bark. I'd be the one at the emergency entrance going, go, 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 and shoving people out and, grabbing kids and helping people. And it's just who I am. And that's just what I would do. And I'm getting that feeling about you as well. Or if you were driving by and there was a car accident, you'd be the one that would stop and pull the people out. You just, in an emergency, you just know what to do. Or if you don't know it in your head, you know it in your soul, and you just do it. Okay, another card that goes along with this, it's the frog card, and it's about healing. Okay, again, I really do feel like, you may have even lost loved ones, like a partner or a child. I feel like you've really been through the shit. And it could have taken a lesser person down. But I feel like you have healed from it. Okay? You've grown. You've healed. You've worked on yourself. You're not a robot. You're not unsinkable. But, man, you've really persisted and risen. And people find that super, super appealing, attractive. Like, people are just like, wow. And this card goes along with that as well. This is the heart chakra card. I do feel like you've lost a close relationship. And this one, not to death. I feel like someone betrayed you. Whom of us has not been through a situation like that? I think very few has not. And I feel like you were shut down for a while, group number one. I feel like your heart chakra was shut down. Feel like you did quit there for a minute. And not maybe even on purpose. I feel like maybe you had a few major relationships that didn't work out and you were like, you know what? I'm not good at this. I'm going to focus on my money. I'm going to focus on my job. I'm going to focus on my children, my grandchildren. And I think you just kind of said, you know, I don't want to deal with that right now. But I'm having this feeling that you're actually healing through this as well. I see you going through some kind of a transformation where you are opening back up. And I feel like someone's coming in. Someone's going to be coming in. Let's remember this. Let's put this in our back pocket and remember this for when we pull the tarot. But group number one, I feel like you are healing. You're loving yourself. You're growing out of this as usual, as you do. And I feel like your heart is not like, I was going to say unthawing, but I don't know if that's it. Or maybe no, it's like it's been asleep, not frozen, just asleep. And like someone's going to come and wake it up. Another thing that people find attractive about you, and not just in, you know, this isn't just about romantically, although it could be and it will be, you know, I'll touch on that. But another thing that people find very attractive about you is they feel like they can come to you. They feel like you're wise, okay? Because we have the ask for guidance card. So people feel like, wow, group number one's been through it and they are still so loving and open and strong, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to ask group number one about relationships. I'm going to ask, and also look, group number one has been down 2 or 3 times with the loss or with the divorce or with, you know, whatever. Look what they have built up. My God, are they magic? You know, how did they do this? This would have killed a lesser person. So maybe even in finances, or just how to keep your head up. But I feel like people are very attracted to you for your knowledge and inspiration and advice. We have the Libra card. Now Libra, of course, is about balance and fairness. Here's where I'm getting some physical attributes. I feel like you are, you know, there's many words that are used to describe men and women and their attractiveness. There is pretty, there's beautiful, there's attractive, there's cute, there's striking. You know, there's all kinds of words that are used to describe men and women. And I see beauty. I see beautiful as one for Libra. And I really like that word. Like if I had to think of one person who I thought, you know, like from movie stars and stuff like that, that I really think is beautiful, I'd probably have to say like Elizabeth Taylor. And I think, and it's not just because she had dark hair, like I think Michelle Pfeiffer is beautiful too, and she's blonde. But with Elizabeth Taylor, it's like she had this spirit. And it wasn't just her beautiful, gorgeous skin and hair and violet eyes and, you know, attractiveness that made her so beautiful, but it was like her inner spirit, like she never gave up. She kept on keeping on. To me, she just had like this beauty that just shone through. And that's the feeling that I'm getting for you. And it could be like this inner strength that is shining through your eyes, through your skin, just through your being, like your aura, that is coming up is beautiful. I see you facially. I see you as having like high cheekbones, lips, like very pretty full lips, attractive smile, like a wide smile, and your hair. I see your hair as something that you take pride in, and there's nothing wrong with taking pride or being happy about certain physical attributes that we have, as long as we don't only find our only self-worth in them, because as you get older, things can get thinner and deplete. But yeah, I see high cheekbones, very attractive wide smile, thick full lips, and beautiful hair. Another thing that people find very attractive about you, group number 1, is that your empathy. It's like you feel them, and people get that. Like when you engage with someone, it's like you're laser focused, and not just on what they're saying, but you're just like immersed. It's like your two auras connect when you're really dealing with someone and really paying attention to someone, and people feel that. You may be very artistic, into art like itself, like drawing, painting, or if you don't create, you really appreciate and collect and maybe share. Music, you could be musical yourself, or again, just very into music, very affected by music, just love music. There's also a feeling of illusion with you. I don't know if when you were a kid you enjoyed doing like magic acts, like you really get a kick out of illusion, like something looking like one thing but really being the other thing. I feel it like if you're a feminine, I feel like you do that with makeup. I feel like you're really good with makeup and you create an illusion. Like if you have one kind of eyes, you're like, yeah, I like my eyes, but here, look at this trick, and you do something else and you make your eyes look really bigger or maybe more upward moving. You know what I mean? Like come up, what do they call them? The fox eyes or whatever. Like you just maybe have makeup tricks, like you can create illusions with makeup or something like that. That's just kind of the feeling I'm getting. Let's move these cards up as much as we can, and let's go to the tarot to find out what others find attractive about you. So when I was calling out those attributes about your empathy, your love of creative things like art and music, either you create it or you appreciate it, that is something else that someone feels, not someone, but others feel is very attractive about you, like very admirable, like, whoa, look at, like being around you is an experience. Like if they come to your home, you have interesting art that makes you feel, you play music that, I'd say you'd also be very eclectic in your musical choices, like maybe even alternative, like you'd have Beatles and the Black Eyed Peas and classical music and Sophie Tucker. I mean, just, you'd just be super duper eclectic because you just love it all. And those two cards have to come out. So we have the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Four of Wands, and the World. Wow. Woo! Chilly chill chills. Getting chills, group number 1. Okay. So with the Four of Swords, we do see the healing. Okay? Because Four of Swords is about rest and healing. I really do feel like, even though your MO here is one of inner strength and making it through and starting over and being strong, I feel like maybe the last relationship was kind of killer for you, as far as, like, I'm hearing, I'm not a good judge of character. Why do I keep on picking these people who hurt me? I do. I feel like you haven't had much luck in the love arena. And even though you are strong and you keep on going on and you heal and you're growing and you're making yourself better, I think relationships was like the last thing. Like, I think if you had a bad relation, like due to what you had been through, if you had trouble with your children or family members, I feel like you really cleaned that up and you have their admiration and their love. And if you had issues with work, maybe you didn't love yourself and think you deserved much. I think you've really worked on that and grown, and I feel like you're either making what you're worth or well on your way because you recognize your worth. But I think with love, it was a challenge. Not necessarily just choosing the wrong people, but well, I guess that could have been it, but I don't know. I just feel like in the love arena, you did maybe choose the wrong people, or things just didn't turn out. Like I'm also hearing that there was a loss. Like maybe you didn't at first choose the right person, and then finally you did, and then for whatever reason it didn't work out. Either they passed, or when you met them they were with someone else and it couldn't be, I don't know what. But whatever it was, that last loss relationship wise, you kind of shut down. You kind of said, that's when you kind of went to sleep, if you will. Remember we talked about that? But I feel like you've really been focusing on that healing and opening up your heart, and not like you sat down and said, okay, I've got a good job now. Everything's cool with the kids. Now I'm going to focus on my heart so that love can come in. No, it's just kind of something that evolved. Like your love for yourself grew more. You realized your value more. It was just part of your growth, but it has positively affected your openness for love. And here's what I'm seeing. I know this is what makes you attractive, and we've already talked about that, but I see love coming in big time. Okay, group number 1. It's not a love reading necessarily, or I guess it is. We have the Ace of Cups. There's a new fresh start in love. There's someone coming towards you with the Knight of Wands that is very attracted to you. What do they find attractive about you? Oh, I don't know, everything. Yeah. Someone's coming to offer their heart. I see the Four of Wands and the World. The World is about, I guess I have to go here first, even though it's like an ending, it's like a new beginning. And I don't see that as being the ending. I see this as being the ending, or the next step, if you will. Actually, not the ending, the beginning. Time is weird, isn't it? But with the world is an ending and going through a portal into a new beginning, like leaving something behind and going into something new. But the cool part is you're not leaving something behind. Whatever it is that you're leaving behind is an accomplishment. So you're done and you're moving on to the next phase. And so I think this shows that through self-love, self-nurturing, healing, growth, that you're ready for love. And I think you're leaving the I think this is you waking up. You're leaving being asleep behind and you're moving into the waking up to the possibility of love. You're going through that portal. Okay, that's what I have here. And then the last card we have is the Four of Wands, celebration. It's the 1111 card. It's the soulmate twin flame card. It's the marriage card. I see love coming through to you. And this person finds all of these attributes about you internally, externally. Everything that we've spoken about, they find you mesmerizing. They adore you. And they're coming. This is your person. This is your soulmate. Now, if you're in a relationship, this could be the reigniting of it if it's been like a little down, or it could be the if you've been like broken up, it could be starting fresh with that person. If you are single, it can be the new person coming in. And if you are not open to love at all, then just take the first part as far as what makes you attractive to others, because there's a lot of good information in there. Just take that and go with that. And if this part doesn't resonate, you can leave that behind, or you can choose another group. But yeah, if this reading is for you, I see someone coming in. And the card we have is 1313, sign of courage. Follow your heart and go for what you desire. You may be afraid, okay? You may be afraid. Go for it. We have Capricorn and Sag. Ooh, Sag and Gemini. Wow, Sag twice. Cancer and Gemini. Sag twice and Gemini twice. Wow, I wonder if this reading's for me. I'm a Sag with a Gemini rising. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, let's pull a few initials and then we'll call it. Oh, or letters, actually. I don't know why I call them initials. It could be initials. H-E-A. Hear. Do you hear someone? Are they coming for you? R-E. Oh, this is the one where we get 50 gazillion E's. That's okay. So we have hear, read, and ALU, or we could go L-A-U. You may want to take a screenshot. Those letters may mean something to you. Someone's name could be in there, someone's initials, your initials, their initials, initials of a street where you will meet, a company where you will meet, a place where you will meet. But group number one, you are awesome. You are strong. You are even stronger for what you've been through. You're empathic. You have strong empathy. Your heart is healing and opening up. And I see Spirit, the universe, God sending in your soulmate. So, what makes you attractive to others? So much. Your beauty, inner and outer. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this resonates, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you have not, please do subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye. Group number 2, welcome. This is the Tana Tarot Pick a Card channel. And this is the Pick a Card reading, what makes you attractive to others. So, group number 2, we're going to start with the Oracle. We'll go Oracle cards. We'll go through these. Then I will pull some tarot. We'll look at personality traits. We'll look at energy. We'll look at physical attributes. I mean, whatever info I get, I am happy to share that with you. Then we'll pull some tarot, try and get some more energy, more attributes. In group number 1, it was actually a prediction of something that was going to be happening very soon. So that was interesting. Didn't expect that. I'll also pull an angel card and some letters and roll the astro dice. And those 3 last things will just be like frosting. Like if we get some astrological signs, it might be confirmation for you. And then letters, and of course the angel number cards. I love those. It's just kind of kind of a neat little thing to end with. So let's go ahead and get started. Group number 2. The first card that we have that talks about you and your energy is Mother Earth. The first feeling that I got is that like you are really connected to nature. It could be animals. You could love dogs, cats, ferrets, birds. So there may be some type of connection to animals that you have. You could really love the outdoors, like camping, or you could be like one of those van people, jump in your van and go drive around the US or the world. Or you could just, straight up a few weekends a year love to go out and go camping and fishing, that kind of thing. You could love to visit the ocean, like you go to the ocean to feel a sense of renewal. Like maybe if you're troubled or something and you live near the ocean, you like to go take a drive along the ocean or go sit near the ocean. But either way, with Mother Earth, I'm feeling like you are a very connected to nature, connected to Earth, like solid person, grounded, centered, calm. I feel like you're also a very nurturing and caring person. And I think people really feel that nurturing, caring vibe, and it makes you very attractive because people feel like, wow, I actually feel like group number 2 cares. Like, of course, in a family or a romantic relationship, people need to feel that. But I'm saying just like even with friends or even maybe with people at work, they're like, wow, group number 2 is just a really decent person. Okay, they're very, very caring. And people just feel that caring, nurturing thing. Like you may be the kind of person that on your way to work, you grab a Starbucks and maybe you have a close work friend, or maybe your boss is going through it. And you'll grab them something. You'll say, hey, I know today's going to be a hard day. I just want to grab this for you. And not like you do it every day or you're a people pleaser. You're just thoughtful. Yeah, that's just kind of the energy that I'm getting there around you. 3 cards are kind of telling me the same thing here. Let's pull these 3 down here. Okay, with forgiveness, it's card number 96, which reduces to 15, which reduces to 6. And 6 is about harmony, balance, love. I think you've really been, or maybe you've really had to, focus on forgiving. And that doesn't mean like if someone has really hurt you or betrayed you, or if it's been something really heinous that you have to go up to them and I forgive you. It's a process that you go through yourself. And it's about moving on and letting go and not letting them live in your head rent-free, not letting them own how you experience your life. Like you come to a point where you realize, I have to let that go in order for me to move on. So you've really been working on letting go of the past. People will really admire that quality, especially people that are close to you, that know what you've been through. You may hear things like, wow, if that was me, I would hate that MF forever. I'd never forget, never forgive. And you may be like, you know what, I don't forget, but I have to forgive. I have to move on. I have to let it go. I can't keep on living in the past. I want to face the future. With the monkey card, it's a monkey card and it's entitled Play. It's about the same thing. It's about living in the present, letting go of the past, not worrying about the future. Okay? And there's more on the monkey card that I'm going to come back to, but I'm going to put forgiveness away. And then with let it go, it's kind of the same thing. Living in the present, not the past, not worrying about the future, healing and letting it go. Okay? Now, with the monkey, I do want to go a little bit more into it. So, I don't know if through this healing, you've been able, let me just back up a little bit. Some people, when bad things happen, they are so sensitive, they are so affected that it changes the course of their life and they have a hard time healing, and they go down maybe a negative path where they cannot get over what happened, and whatever path that is, and it's a negative path. But you have been able to heal from any negative things that have occurred to you, like in relationships, losses, whatever it is. You've gotten to a point where you realize, I'm feeling the Wheel of Fortune card in tarot. Whenever the Wheel of Fortune card pops up, I always say, the Wheel of Fortune goes round and round and up and down, and where it lands, nobody knows, because it can be good fortune, it can be bad fortune, it can be meh fortune, like nothing exciting's going on. But I feel like by this healing, you have gained this perspective, or maybe you always had it, but I feel like you have this perspective that you look at life as an adventure or a journey. Like, there'll be ups, there'll be downs, on this journey, will I go right, will I go left? I don't know. I'll have to figure that out when I get there. But you've either always had it or you've developed it, but you look at life as an adventure or a journey, and you have like a playful heart, like a playful outlook on life. Or either you've always had it or it's something that you are developing now. You're like, you know what? I'm going to have fun with it. It is what it is, and I'm going to have fun with it. But you are definitely forward facing, but not with worry, but with kind of excitement as to what does life have to bring you. And also with you, I have a feeling that you are kind of a what you see is what you get kind of a person. Like, you're not into subterfuge. You're not trying to hide yourself. You're not trying to present yourself as something that you are not. I really do feel like what you see is what you get. Like, you are who you are. What is that, Popeye? I am who I am, right? And that's kind of the feeling that I get about you, is that people know what they're dealing with. And I think people find that real attractive. It's like, wow, they do what they say they're going to do. They are who they present themselves to be. People really like that. People feel safe with you. And then to expound on that a little bit, we have Our Ancient Future. It's card number 39, which reduces to 12, which reduces to 3. And 3 is about magic, intuition. The vibe that I'm getting here is it's kind of similar to the Wheel of Fortune energy that I got with the monkey, but it's again, it's you acknowledging the up and down and the cycles and the ebb and flow, the yin and the yang. Like you've accepted, like there's good and bad, there's hot and cold, there's black and white, there's, masculine and feminine. It's like you're in balance with all of this duality, and you are finding center. You see the cycles. You may also be engaged in fashion, or maybe just, for some reason this just popped in my head, you may be really enjoying some of the trends in fashion or music or something that's coming back that you used to enjoy like 20 years ago, 30 years ago. You're really enjoying some of the things that are coming back. Like I'm a 70s child, and I love fringe and boho and all that. It takes me back to a more simple time, and that's kind of the energy that I'm getting for you, is either fashion, music, something is striking a chord with you, and you're like, like when Sex and the City came back, I was like, oh yes, I'm filming this in May, and it's supposed to come back in June, and just like that, the season 2, man, it takes me back, and I love it. And that's one way that's good to go back, right? To more positive, not like we don't have positive in our lives now, but there's nothing wrong with going back and thinking about the good times that were before, as long as we engage in life now and appreciate life now and look forward to the future. But that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting there. Now, we're going to get into a little bit more personality traits, which we have a ton of them, but we're going to have a few more. And then also some physical traits. And I may be able to garner some more physical attributes on you, and what people find attractive about you or admire about you from the tarot. But let's see what else we have here. For you, and it's funny because I was getting like a 70 energy here, and the energy that I'm getting with you is like good vibes. Like people just feel warm and fuzzy about you. You just have good vibes about you, like good positive vibes. I feel a youthful, energetic, like active energy from you. Some people say, oh, wow, how do you, keep on going no matter how old you are, whether you're 20 or 60, people are like, wow, you're just so, like the Energizer bunny, like quick, like you do stuff, right? Some things that people appreciate about your personality is that you're curious, you're smart, like when you have conversations, you don't talk about people necessarily, although sometimes maybe with your besties, but you like to talk about things and concepts and funny stuff and pop culture. So they find you curious, smart, very quick, very witty, really good communicator, and you're really good at socializing. People really admire that. Like I see you as the kind of person that would get on the elevator and just start up a conversation with someone, or in line at, the coffee shop, maybe in line at Starbucks. I see you starting up a conversation. And you may have family members that are more introverted, and they're like, my God, how do you do that? How do you just start conversations with strangers? And you're like, they're not strangers. I've never met a stranger, like that. But you're just outgoing and interested in people, and love to talk. That's for sure. A physical attribute, you, and again, we're all a bunch of different stuff. So if this doesn't fit for you, this doesn't mean that this isn't for you. You could have a lot of other influences, but basically I see someone maybe on the taller side. The more I don't want to say fit. What is that? Ectomorph, mesomorph, endomorph, maybe more ectomorph. Is that like the taller, more muscly, thinner people? Yeah, so I see you kind of on the more taller, thinner, but I see you as really graceful. Okay, people may admire your walk, or you may be good at dance, something like that. But I just see something about you, the way that you move, something in the way she moves. But anyway, something in the way that you move is very graceful, and people find that very attractive. Also, I feel like you use your hands a lot, like you're very expressive when you talk, and you're like, yeah, you know, it's a cycle, and so if we go this way or if we go that way. And I think people find that very engaging and maybe amusing and interesting. The one thing that I'd have to say about your personality before we pull the tarot that people admire is the evolution that they've seen you go through. So you may have started out, I have a feeling that you are not, maybe internally you are, but I have a feeling that if you had had a friend in high school, a really, really good friend that knew you, and then you guys got separated, maybe your parents, you know, you guys moved and you lost touch, you know, maybe there wasn't internet, you know, back in the day, and you found each other through Facebook or classmates.com or something, and you found each other. That person would, if they met you now, if they got back in touch with you now, if they were able to see you and talk to you, they would say something like, you are exactly the same but totally different, because you have evolved. Who you are at the core, the connected, grounded, nurturing, fun, interesting person is still the same, but you have really changed. You've gotten deeper and wiser, and I think you've gotten more nurturing and caring as you got older, and not like you weren't when you were younger, but you're just involved in your own shit, right? You're doing your own thing. But as you went through, as you were knocked down a few times, as you went through, a couple of things, it made you more empathetic, more empathic, more open to understanding why people are the way they are and do the things they do and live the way they live. You just became more open-minded, about that. Another thing that people really like about you is that you are not stuck, you are not frozen, you are always moving forward. Life is an adventure, it's a journey, you signed up for it, you're in it, and you are going forward. You will always go forward, and you're doing it with excitement and just living the dream, living life. Let's see. I don't know if I can get all these up here. I don't know what I did last time. Maybe I did. I think that's good enough. Okay, let's pull the tarot and see if we can get any more information about what people find attractive. I mean, my goodness, I think we've already said, like, you love nature, people love that. You're connected, you're grounded, you're centered, you're nurturing, caring, you're very forgiving, you accept people for who they are. You recognize that life is ups and downs, and yin and yang, and black and white, and cold and hot, and you're in it, right? You know that sometimes are going to be good times, sometimes are not going to be not so good times. You're here for it. You don't live in the past. You're not afraid of the future. It's a journey. It's an adventure, and you are like on your way. You're curious. You're smart. You're quick-witted. People get good vibes from you. You're a great communicator and socializer. You can talk to strangers in the drop of a hat. You use your hands a lot, and you're continually growing and changing and evolving. Wow, that's kind of beautiful. We have the Magician, the Empress. Ooh, Mother Earth and the Empress, yes. The Two of Pentacles, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune. How many times did I talk about the Wheel of Fortune? How many times? This is freaking beautiful. Okay, here's what people find attractive about you. I already, with the Mother Earth, we talked about it with the Empress. Connected, grounded, centered, calm, nurturing, caring. Maybe love nature, love animals, camping, the woods, the ocean, just connected. Okay? With the Magician, people love how you own your life, taking responsibility for your life, made good things happen. Okay? Even when things were not great. Okay? You dealt with it. With the Two of Pentacles, you made decisions. You got your priorities straight. You did what had to be done. You are not afraid to make a decision. You will make a decision in a New York second. You have your priorities straight. You are a manifesting master. You are in charge of your life while realizing, pick that back up, you own it, but you also know with the Wheel of Fortune, what do I say? The Wheel of Fortune goes round and up and down, and where it lands, nobody knows. This week, it can be something awesome and beautiful and lucky. And next week, everything can go to shit. Go to hell in a handbasket real quick. But you're cool with that because you understand that it's cycles and it's up and down. You are cool with the balance. You are cool with the cycles. You have found your center. You will continue to manifest through the journey. And then we have the Sun. My goodness. What did I say about you, your energy? Good vibes energy. Youthful, energetic, fun. Looks at life as an adventure. What you see is what you get. Playful heart. This is just confirmation. Beautiful. This is what people find attractive about you. This is what people admire about you. Always growing. I don't feel like you have a very ordinary life. I feel like you've manifested something kind of beautiful and awesome. Let's see what we get. Ooh, 7777. Sign that you are on the right path and things will manifest quickly. Kind of beautiful. Let's get you some letters. Oh my God. I was looking at them and I see 3 A's. Come on. Ooh, X. I love it when I get an X. Is there a Xavier? Are you an X-ray technician? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't get X's are pretty rare, right? Hence the high point value. So, oh my God, I hate it when, oh geez, my knees Louise. Look at all these vowels. Sometimes I don't get nary a vowel, and sometimes we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 A's, 2 O's, 3 O's, and 2 E's. Can I get, okay. We got a G, an F, and an I. So A-E-I-O. We got everything but a U. So anyway, we got an X, an F, a G, and then a boatload of vowels, multiple vowels. When I see multiple vowels, though, sometimes I think like it might be a DD. We don't have a D, but you know what I mean? Like a name that has like, or a nickname that has multiple vowels. But this could mean something to you. So if you want to take a screenshot or just take a moment and see. But this is kind of beautiful. I think you're awesome. And we talked about so many things that make you attractive to others. So you just keep on your journey. You're doing great. Carry on, my wayward son. So if this does resonate, please do give me a thumbs up. Please do subscribe. And I will see you next time. Take care. Bye. Group 3, welcome. So this is the Tana Tarot Pick a Card channel, and you are Group 3 for the Pick a Card reading. What makes you attractive to others? Let's go ahead and start here with the Personal Power card, which is the card that you use to help you choose this reading. What this shows me is that I believe that you've been doing work, okay? I believe that you've become more in touch with your, so this is about your, you know, your power center. It's about free will. But this is also about you making the decision to connect to your own wisdom, to begin to love yourself, to begin to trust yourself. Okay, so it's about building your self-esteem and trusting your own wisdom and intuition. A little side note here, you are supported by the universe and by your spirit guides if you did not know that. And this work is, because the card is number 13, which equals 4, this work is really giving you a strong, centered foundation. Okay, what I love about it is that the next card, oops, knocking everything over here. The next card is self-love. It's a card number 61, which can be reduced to 7. I'm seeing that you, in your life, you've had to work on self-esteem and self-love. I don't know if you know, didn't have great examples, maybe parental examples growing up, or if you were just like maybe an unsure person, unsure of yourself, maybe more, I don't know, introverted, or just whatever, for whatever reason, hard on yourself. We can't always go back and blame the parents. But I just feel like you weren't very sure of yourself. I feel like you've really been working to replace negative self-talk, negative self-beliefs about yourself. I see 2 things that you've been doing while you've been working on yourself. And I do see you as a work in progress. I mean, aren't we all? So when I talk about learning these things, I feel like the cool part is you've realized the need to work on these things. You've started working on these things, but I don't know if we're ever done. But I feel like it's really changing your life, and we'll get into that about the transformation. But I feel like you're really transforming yourself and your life. So a couple things that I really do see as work in progress, things that you are doing to better yourself and to love yourself more, to value yourself, is you've created boundaries. You've created boundaries with others, other people, you know, family members, friends, love relationships, jobs. I feel like there may have been some people pleasing before, and I feel like you've really created some boundaries. You've asked yourself, what do I want? How do I want things to be? How do I want things to go? I feel like you were really not okay with, but I feel like you woke up one morning and you realized, I am an extra. I am a bit player in all of these people's lives, and I am ready to be the star of my own life, of my own movie. I am ready to be the star of group number 3. I'm not going to be a bit player or an extra in someone else's movie. I'm taking control of my life. This is what I want. This is how I want things to be. And you really started creating some boundaries. Okay? For example, in love relationships, no longer is it okay for someone to call at Friday at 3 and say, hey, do you want to go out tonight? Maybe a bestie, yeah, but someone that's interested in you for a relationship, no. You need to call me like a week out. I'm very popular. I'm very in demand. I'm sorry, I'm busy. I have plans. Or if it's someone who, we've all had those kind of relationships where someone might call at 9, trying to do the booty call thing, calling at 9 o'clock. Hey, you feel like some company? Yeah, no. Thank you very much. Nice of you to ask. I'm busy. I have plans. I'm valuable. Okay? I'm in demand. I'm popular. I'm valuable. Calling at 9 o'clock and asking if I want company is very disrespectful. And you don't even have to say that, but you can just, with your tone and with your answer, you're creating boundaries. Hey, group number 3, it's Friday at 3. Can you work Saturday? Maybe, and if you want overtime, go for it. But maybe you've just been being taken advantage of. Maybe someone called in sick and they're like, oh, group number 3 will work. They always say, yeah. You're like, you know what? No. I scheduled something. I have plans with friends, or I scheduled a massage and a mani-pedi, and I need it, and I'm going to do it. And you're like, you know what? No, I'm sorry, I can't. I have plans. They're going to be like, what? But you're establishing boundaries, okay? Another thing that you're doing is you are keeping promises to yourself. You know those New Year's resolutions, or those goals that you've been writing down? You're keeping those promises to yourself. You know that gym membership that you've been paying for the last 2 years, but you've only gone 3 times? Yeah, that's ending. You know that food that's rotting, the the fruits and the veggies that are rotting in the little drawer in the bottom of the fridge? That's not happening anymore. You're actually going to start preparing those vegetables. You're actually going to start eating those fruits. You're going to start keeping promises to yourself. You know that class you've been wanting to take, the herbology class or the art class or the woodworking class, to better yourself, to have hobbies, to have interests. You've been meaning to do it for the last 3 semesters and you haven't done it. Well, you're going to sign up and you're going to go. You're going to start keeping promises to yourself. Those are going to start becoming as important as the promises that you keep with others. Okay? So I see you going through this again. For the purposes of this reading, I'm going to talk about it as if it is, something that you've done. But we all know it is it's a work in progress. It's an ongoing thing, and it is something that will continue. This kind of work that will continue throughout the rest of your life. Maybe different permutations. Maybe it'll come back in a different form, but we'll always have to work on self-love and self-respect. We'll always have to make sure that we're staying centered and balanced with that. So, what do people admire about you? Wow, that you're doing this, okay? That you are, let's say that you've been doing this, let's use an example. Let's say you've been doing this for about 5 years now. So let's say you had a friend that you hung out with 5 years ago, and for whatever reason you guys fell out of touch, or whatever, and you've recently got back in touch and you've been talking, and they're like, wow, group number 3, you are so different. I remember last time we were talking, your job was calling you last minute, and you were so upset with them and they weren't paying you enough, and now you are in this new job, or you've started your own business and it's becoming successful. That is insane. And I remember you were going with that jerk who used to always just say that, you were going to go out, but then he'd never call on time, but then he'd call Saturday at like 9 o'clock and ask if you want company. And I remember how disrespectful that was and how much that hurt your feelings. And now you're dating someone who totally respects you, and you know what I'm saying. And when you guys talk, and they're going to be like, wow, this is like a 180. This is, look, how did you do it? What's going on? How did you do this? How did this happen? And they're going to be so freaking proud of you. And this is what makes you attractive to others. Not just your friends and stuff. When they see the growth, they're going to be like, wow, that is, group number 3 does have, I admire them. Look what they're doing. But when we talk about attractive, let's talk about attracting a love interest. When you start to love yourself, keep promises to yourself, and build your self-esteem, you are sending out into the universe some really powerful, positive energy, okay? And before, you were sending out lack. Maybe you did like this guy and you'd been seeing him, and he kept on coming up with different reasons why, or gal, kept on coming up with different reasons why they couldn't keep the date or make the day, I family in town, blah, blah, blah. And then, finally they call and say, hey, do you feel like company at 9 o'clock at night on a Saturday? And you're like, ugh. But maybe you did it because you like them and you hope that, and not like you did anything. Maybe you guys just watch TV. You know what I mean? But maybe you accepted that kind of behavior because, you were hoping that maybe something could come of it. But now you're looking back and you're like, nope, that was not a good call. That's not a good move. So now you know the deal, and you're sending out, by honoring yourself and respecting yourself, you're sending out this new energy out into the universe, and that is what you're going to attract back. People who honor and respect you. And that's what's happening, and it is beautiful. And people are noticing, and either if you are feminine, men are going to see that, masculines are going to see that and be very attracted by it, and vice versa. Nobody likes someone who allows people to walk all over them, or who is too needy, or who will accept any kind of treatment just to get some attention. Either way, masculine or feminine. So it's going to be super attractive that you are so self-contained. And if they were to try and call on, say, a Thursday and say, hey, would you like to go out this weekend? You'd be like, oh, I'd really love to go out, but unfortunately I already had plans this weekend. Maybe a rain check? And they'll be like, whoa. Okay, I guess with group number 3, I got to get in rotation here, because group number 3 is very in demand, very popular, and very valuable. Okay, that's what you're creating. So with this butterfly energy here, and this life force energy, I am really seeing transformation, mental and physical, of who you are and what you are attracting due to these changes. The self-esteem, self-love, self-honor, keeping promises to yourself, creating boundaries. You are going through a transformation. And I don't care, group number 3, if the transformation has been 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. You're going through it, and it is a good thing, and keep it up, because it's going to make you way more attractive to others, okay? And then we have here direction. And to me, what this card is saying is that you are moving in the right direction, okay? This is confirmation. You are moving in the right direction. And so, keep on. Alrighty, let's start talking about personality traits, physical attributes, that kind of thing. energy that you have that makes you attractive to others. First of all, you really are intuitive. You trust your inner self, your higher self, especially with this growth that's been going on. So people are drawn to that. People are very attracted. Like, you have this air of like wisdom, knowing, like in romantic situations, it would be perceived as being very self-assured. And in friendships and family, they're like, let's go ask group number 3. They'll know what to do, kind of energy, okay? Very interested in deeper topics. It can be like the occult, or it could just be like topics that most people aren't interested in. You have a very deep and vast knowledge because of your interest. I would say that, and one thing that I really like about you is that you're very intellectual, okay? And in social situations, you can communicate with anybody about anything, okay? Very social, very good at networking. But I would say for those that are closer to you, they know your interest in like the mysterious, those deeper topics, and they love that part of you. It's very mysterious and very alluring. And I'm not sure what the topic is, but people find that very, very intriguing about you. I would say that you have intense eyes, okay? Now, if your eyes are not like, say if you're a feminine, you may really know how to play up your eyes with makeup. And so you may go for an intense look. I'm thinking specifically of males. I'm seeing like dark, piercing, strong eyebrows, but this could be for the feminine too. But I'm seeing dark, piercing eyes with strong eyebrows, like, and even if they're light, there's something about them, like they're so light that they're like, oh, I can't remember the actress's name, but her eyes were like glacier blue, like, oh, it was crazy, like icy blue. And they were super intense. So it could be something like that as well. It doesn't have to be dark, but they're just like arresting, intense eyes. Now, you also have an aura about you, group number 3, sexy, sensual, like the way you move, the way you dress. It doesn't have to be overt, but just really in touch with your sexy, sensual side. You're also very passionate about life, and people find that very attractive, or especially like in a romantic relationship. You're a passionate person, and that will come through. And I think that would be very attractive to the opposite sex. Another thing that I would say is your nose. I think you have a very strong nose. Now, it doesn't have to be big, I'm not saying that. And nothing, some people have bigger noses, and it's very arresting and very attractive. It's not like, I don't know, sometimes in America it's like, oh, the small dainty nose is the only nose to have. But it's something about your nose and the way that it fits on your face that is very, like, you have strong features, like the intense eyes, like the nose, like everything is like well defined and balanced. And so I think you just have like arresting facial features. Okay, if you're feminine, it can be like on the smaller and more dainty side. very, very feminine, but I'd say just really probably generally I'd go with more like well-defined features. You're very loyal. Okay, you're a very loyal person, and that's a personality trait, not a physical attribute. But that is something that people find very attractive, is your loyalty. The way you dress, I'd say that there is a uniqueness. I'd say you may like to play with like all black. Like maybe you're like black jeans, black top, black boots, long black coat or something. You like to, play with that and do things like that. But whatever it is that you do with the way that you dress, it's interesting, it's unique, it is sensual. Like you like to play with textures and you like to play with colors. Not so much fab and fun and flair as much as richness and texture and that kind of thing. Like I just see you as being very unique, very expressive, but in like a rich kind of way, I guess is really the only way that I can describe it. And then lastly, I just see you as being very charismatic. Like, I had a friend who met President Clinton. And President Clinton, not ugly, not super duper handsome to me. I'm just kind of, not a bad looking person at all. I'm, not, who am I to judge? But you know what I mean. Definitely not a Brad Pitt or, anything like that. But again, not a bad looking man. But she said when she met him, it was like being in a bubble. She said he was so charismatic. Just like you were the only one in the room. Like he created a connection. And I don't know what sign he is or anything, but she said he was very charismatic. He created a connection. She felt like she was, she said they had like 1 minute or, 2 minutes just of chattering. She worked on political stuff, just chatting. But she said she just really felt like his energy and his very, very charismatic. And that is how I feel about you. Like people, when you do your laser focus thing on them, and they're in your orb, if you will, I feel like your auras touch or blend, or they just really feel you. And when you put your laser focus on them, people feel seen, heard, acknowledged. And I think people feel very, very attracted to that because they feel acknowledged. And I think that you have that power, that charismatic power to create those connections. So there you go. Let's go ahead and pull some tarot and see what other messages we can get in these last few minutes. So yeah. Wow. Okay. Working on your self-esteem and self-love, creating boundaries with others and with yourself, keeping promises to yourself. I see you working on yourself, like with your physical body. I feel like you've really been working on eating better, being more active. I feel like you're feeling way more confident in your skin, in your body. And again, you don't have to be, weigh 100 pounds to, but you are starting to like who you are, feel more like who you are is a direct result of the energy that you have put into yourself rather than being like at the whim of the universe or unhappy with who you are and where you're at. Okay? We've got the King of Cups, kind of beautiful. Two of Wands. Death and Rebirth, hells yeah. Queen of Cups, love it. King of Pentacles. Okay, wow. Alrighty. So here's what I got with you. With the Death and Rebirth and the Two of Wands, With this transformation, with this butterfly, that's what the death and rebirth is. I see the old you, and not all of you, because you are awesome, we're awesome, and will be awesome, but the old parts of you that you didn't like. Maybe the old part of you that didn't love yourself, the old part of you who didn't honor yourself, the old part of you who didn't keep promises to yourself. Whatever that was, that part is dead. And you are being rebirthed, reborn again. I don't care if it was 5 days ago, 5 weeks ago, 5 months ago, 5 years ago. We know you're still working on it. We know you'll be working on it. You are a work in progress, and all of us are, and we always will be. But whatever it is, you have left or are well on your way to leaving behind an old negative way that did not serve you. And you are being rebirthed as someone with more self-esteem, self-worth, self-love, self-confidence. Okay? And if you've just started and it's only been 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days, this is what you have happening for you. This is, you know, what will make you attractive to others if you don't feel attractive right now. But you are. But you see what I'm saying. With the Two of Wands, I see you really having chosen to go down this path. This self-love journey. And that's what I'll call it. It is a self-love journey. And you made a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it didn't just happen. You made a decision. A well thought out, well planned decision. Now, we have the King of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the King of Pentacles. 2 different messages. If you are not interested in a relationship, the message that I'm getting with this is you are marrying yourself. You are mirroring yourself in love. You are falling in love with yourself. With the King of Pentacles, you are building a strong, solid foundation, and you don't care how long it takes, because this is a journey, and you are a work in progress, and you will continue to do this work for as long as you live. The self-love, self-esteem, setting boundaries with others, keeping promises to yourself. This is a lifetime-long journey for you and with you. If you are open to love, I see, if you are the King of Cups, I see the your Queen of Cups coming in and you guys having a long, stable relationship. If you are the Queen of Cups, I see your King of Cups coming in. Again, whether masculine, feminine, it's just energy. It doesn't matter. But whatever, I see your counterpart coming in. And again, with the King of Pentacles, I see a long, solid, secure, stable, happy relationship coming in. Or it could be both. By this loving yourself and marrying yourself with this King and Queen of Cups, you could be having a King of Pentacles energy come in. And again, masculine and feminine, it doesn't matter, but it would be an energy of solid, stable, loyal, secure, long-term energy for a relationship. Let's see. Ooh. We have 313, a sign of optimism. Embrace the positive change coming. I kind of have the feeling, and that's why I kept on saying I don't know how long you've been doing this, but I kind of have the feeling that this may be relatively new. I don't know. It could be years. But I feel like you are just now starting to see, and I was trying to pull from different parts of the bowl so I don't get all vowels again, for Pete's sake. You may just now start to see the positive change coming. Oh wow, we got dove. Isn't that nice? Tukey. Oh, wild card. Mate. That could be an E, I'm just making that up. So Dove, Tukey, and MAT with a wild card. This is what I have for you, group number 3. Kind of beautiful. If this does resonate, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you have not, please do subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited and happy for you. This is what people find attractive about you, and it's a lot, and you are awesome. And I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.